Hello everyone, this video will cover Module 12. In Module 12, you will finish the final draft of your comparison essay. So this is the last module for the comparison. Remember that this essay is kind of the biggest or most complicated essay for the class. So it does have the most requirements of any of the essays. For some students, this does make it the hardest essay. So you want to make sure that you are giving yourself plenty of time to proofread and revise. You have four places that you can look for feedback on your essay. And so you want to be taking advantage of this week to complete that final draft. I'll just go over the module is fairly simple, and so you just have the assignment in there and the assignment submission spot, and then we have this revising checklist here. So a couple of things. First of all, a lot of students don't actually look back at the assignment, and you want to make sure that you do that. Just go through the criteria. This is what you're being graded on. A couple of things that students miss: the point-by-point organization, making sure that each body paragraph is centered around either a similarity or a difference that applies to both subjects, so that you're discussing both subjects in each body paragraph. It's not a paragraph about subject A and then a paragraph about subject B and then kind of a back and forth thing. They need to be combined together. A couple of other things, don't forget, you need at least 2 sources. So we're increasing the minimum amount from the previous essay, and then you also need at least 1 direct quote and 1 paraphrase, so you are being tested over whether or not you can do those correctly. And then I only want 3rd person pronouns in this one. I don't want personal experience with the I's, and then we try to avoid 2nd person just in general, but the 3rd person only is a new requirement that sometimes students have difficulty with. So check for the U's and the I's. You can just do a search in your essay for those words. Revision checklist this is just a reminder of where you have feedback to look at. You turn in a rough draft to me. So when you go back to that assignment, you can see my feedback on your essay. And so you can go through that and make changes. Really important that you consider all the feedback that I give you, because I don't want to be making the same comments that I made on your rough draft on your final draft, because that means that all of the work that I did going through those rough drafts was pointless, and it does not make me happy. We'll put it that way. The online writing lab should have given you feedback through BrainFuse that you click on over here to go through BrainFuse. If you did the task, it should be set up through the task. If you just send it in, or if you emailed it in, then you'll either check your email or you check your My Messages. You should have downloaded the file and submitted it into Canvas, so some students find it easier to just go back to that assignment in Canvas and look at the feedback through what they submitted on the screen, and it makes it a little bit easier to see. You also have a peer edit that you did, so don't forget that you should have 2 peers who responded to you. You'll see the ones that you did right there, but you'll go into submission details, and then that view feedback will pop up, and that's how you view instructor comments, and that's also how you view other student comments. And so for that peer edit, make sure that you're going in there. I don't know if it'll pull it up. My computer's running kind of slow. And then if you expand it, you should be able to see hopefully 2 different people on the side who've left you feedback. If you don't, that means that 1 student didn't submit their peer edit, and that's fine. If you have no feedback at all, so neither one of the peers who were assigned your essay actually submitted response, then send me an email. Most likely you'll just have instructor feedback to look at. So those are the areas. You also did a self-edit, don't forget, and that self-edit is kind of an area where you answered questions about your own essay. And so you can do those again if you want to. It's been a little while since you looked at them. You want to look at your responses, and then don't forget to just read your essay one more time. I recommend reading it out loud. Some students use like a text reading program. That there's probably a free one that's pretty easy to find, where you just have it read to you, and that can really help with just identifying those sentences that don't make sense when you go through them. So you have a whole week to revise this essay. Take advantage of all of that time and really get yourself to a point where your final draft is like the best possible. Just as a reminder, and this is on the sheet that, or this is on the submission spot, if you do not make any changes from your rough draft to your final draft, I'm going to just give you 50% and move on. I'm not going to even bother grading your essay if you're not going to put any effort into updating and revising it. This is the submission spot. Same warning is right here. Link to the checklist, link to the criteria sheet, all the stuff I just talked about. Formatting reminders, and then down here is the rubric that you should be using to kind of gauge how well you're doing with the writing and making sure that you are meeting all of the requirements in that kind of exemplary proficient category. So that is the module. If you have questions, let me know. We are, like I said, getting closer to the end of the semester, so be paying attention to your grades. And then if you need anything, send me an email. Otherwise, have a great week.